limo in my double cup, sipping up on the potion. Fuck all of that player hating, keep all that commotion. Me and my partners about the dollars, never been about no whole shit. FTP across my chest, banging to the.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Alex from Coolest Media. So today we got another video for you guys. Shout out to Andrew, by the way. I'll show you guys how cold it is. It is currently 31 degrees outside, if you guys can see that. It is cold. Today I'm gonna be doing another Evo video. I haven't done one since the first video that I ever made with YouTube, so this one's actually be a little bit different. I'm gonna be basically explaining the things that I love about it. So it's gonna be 10 things that I love about my Evo. I know that's been overused on YouTube, but have you ever seen a cool 10 Evo that's 10 things that you love? I mean, no, it's the first one. So we gotta be the first one out here, you know? First thing that I'm gonna say that I love about this car is definitely gonna have to be hands down the wrap job. That's gonna be first on the list. The only reason I say that, the car is basically wrapped so good that you can't even tell it's a wrap job from like 5 miles away or maybe closer. But people constantly come up to me like, hey, what code is that? What pin code is that? Like, nah, man, that's all wrap. That's not paint code. And like, that's crazy. It looks like paint. And I do agree. I will say it's like the best wrap to get for your car. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but so far it's been about 1.5 years. And the car's been stored too in the cold. You can find this one too at techwrap.com. That's where I got this one. This is called the Creme Chase tan. So it's actually the good color. And people don't really like the color for some reason. Some people are like, it looks bad. But at the same time, it's like, F you, it's my car, you know, I don't care. I'm building it for myself. The next thing that I'm probably gonna say that I love about this car is probably gonna have to be the Evo community, for sure. Honestly, when I first got into this community with Evos, I had no idea what I was doing. So like I said, this wasn't the first car that came into my head when I was looking for a new car. So basically, I just jumped the gun, I grabbed the car, and luckily a buddy of mine in town has an Evo, and his name is Corey. Shout out to Corey. He has an Evo, and he taught me most of the things that I need to know about this car, engine-wise. And then I have another buddy here, his name is Lawrence. Shout out to him, by the way, who's been teaching me about it too. And that's cool about the community. There's different people that know about this car, that have been around longer than I have, that own the car longer than I have. And that's kind of the good thing about the community, because you're not walking into something blindly, you know? It's someone that actually owns the car and can tell you exactly what's wrong with it when something's acting up. Shout out to them, by the way, they're great. And not only that, there's also a bunch of forums out there on Facebook and everything that you can actually find online. That's the cool thing about it. So if you guys ever feel scared about buying a car, always check on the forums, because I guarantee there's always gonna be someone that's nice. Usually there's always that one nice person that can show you about everything and kind of gear you towards the right direction to make sure you're making a correct buy. So moving on to this, the third one I believe that I love about this car is gonna have to be, it's not that bad finding parts for it. So like I said, with my Lexus and the other vehicles, it's super hard to find parts for it nowadays, especially control arms. Wheel bearings are kind of so-and-so, but for this thing, it's not terrible because of the community. There's so many people around you that have extra parts, but they do be taxing a little bit. But that don't matter, at least you can find parts for it. And yet again, they do make aftermarket parts like control arms, lateral arms, swivel links, you name it, drive shafts, everything. So that's kind of the good thing that I love about it, that you can just find parts, just connect with people, and you'll find a part, guaranteed. Coming on to the next thing, this took me a long time to acquire, guys. Like, I'm talking 1.5 years. I finally had enough money to buy this, and it was definitely gonna have to be the RPF ones. Like, these are probably one of my dream wheels that I've always wanted as a kid. Even as a kid, I wanted these wheels on any car. They always look good on any car, in my opinion. But to be honest, they are getting a little bit old. I do feel like switching the wheel to something else, but I'm not too sure what I want to do yet. If you guys are actually curious about the wheel specs on these are 9.5 plus 22, and they're 17s wrapped around some Continental all seasons. Another thing with this car, if back to the wheel, the calipers. So if you're ever buying a Evo, you always want to make sure that the calipers are red, or at least in good condition, because These were a little bit pink, and if you ever buy an Evo with pink calipers, that means they were definitely abused. So you want to keep an eye out for that. So with these guys, I actually did a full repaint on these, and it took me approximately 4 days to get these done. Like, I'm talking 4 days because of my work schedule to get these done. First, I started with a base layer of primer, and I did like 2-3 coats. And this is all rattle can, by the way. This isn't professional paint. This isn't any plastic dip or anything. This is real rattle paint can paint. So that's the good thing about it. And these stickers I actually found on eBay, and I slapped them on there when I clear coated them. So it took me 4 days to get those done, and it was a pain in my rear end. You basically had to take your time on them, and it does take a long time to get it cured. And it was kind of winter too. It was getting cold, so that was the bad part about it. Another thing is, moving on to the back, this is also a couple of things that took me a long time to acquire in the back end. It's definitely going to be my rear JDM bumper. Guys, this is an actual OEM bumper, by the way. This isn't fake. This isn't a Duraflex one. This took me approximately 6 months to acquire. Give you guys a little backstory on it. Basically, I've always wanted this bumper, and they were around 600 bucks at the time, and they probably still are, but they were 600 bucks at the time. I looked on Facebook, and there's people that kept buying them, and I'm like, I really want this bumper, so I might as well go buy one. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll think about it the next day. The next day, believe it or not, they discontinued the bumper. So I was very upset that they discontinued it. So I ended up going to Mitsubishi, my local Mitsubishi, and I said, hey, what are the chances of you guys getting me a JDM bumper? I got the part number. And I said, well, they just got discontinued, so I don't know if we can do much. They ended up finding the last one in their warehouse in Japan. Shout out to the person at Don Robinson, doesn't work there anymore, but she was great. She helped me with the whole process, but she helped me find this one and was able to order it. And she said it would take about 5 to 6 months, and I paid retail on it. So if I wouldn't have got that, it would have been well over $1,000. So I paid 650 bucks total to get it shipped from Japan to here, and it took 5 months to get it. And I finally got my hands on it because I was not going to get a Duraflex one, that's for sure. 6 months later, I got it, and it was perfect timing because the rest of the car was getting wrapped. So I was just basically waiting on my bumper and basically my trunk to get wrapped. Not this trunk. So speaking about the trunk, if you come closer, this is the real deal Cybon carbon fiber trunk. This one took me, I want to say, about a month and a half. This first came before the bumper, so this was more or less towards the spring, and I acquired it when I ordered it on STM tuned. Only problem is, when I first got it, I was kind of bummed out because the corner of this one was cracked. So luckily I had a couple buddies that knew how to fix it, and he ended up fixing it for me for I think 150 bucks, something like that. But he fixed it. I just did not want to wait. I even told the company about it, STM, about the trunk, like, hey, can I get reimbursed for this because it came cracked? And me being me, I took a video of me opening too because I knew something was gonna happen with my luck. So we took a video of me unboxing it. Kind of see the crack here, but I'm not too bothered by it. But I'm telling you guys, when I first got it, this was all shattered. It was terrible, guys. It was not good at all. So I was very disappointed. I called STM like, hey, I need my money back or something. And luckily enough, they were able to refund 150 bucks. So I was like, you know, I'll take that, whatever. It's real carbon fiber too, so I've never had anything real carbon fiber in my life. It's kind of an exciting thing. Talking about carbon, I'll show you the front. So it may not be too many things, but I actually love the carbon accents on the car. So if you look in the front, there's 3 things that are carbon. It's going to be these carbon air ducts, and it's going to be the badge. This might be fake carbon, I'm too sure. But the other air duct, these are all real carbon. It costs you about 200 bucks. I'd say it's probably one of the best buys because the front, it makes it look so good. It gives it like that nice aggressive look. It really does give that aggressive look, and I think I might have pooched that one a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Moving on to the inside. A couple things on the inside. So yet again, guys, before I show you, this is my first kind of fast car that I've dreamed of. Not really fast, but kind of Fast and Furious theme kind of deal. So I've always loved the gauge pillars, and I ended up going with one here. So right now I only have my boost gauge, my air fuel, and I'm missing my oil pressure. But I've always loved this style in these cars. It was always a cool thing to see that, oh, you got gauges on the side here. But maybe eventually one day I'll move into the front right here. But for now, I really love the style of these gauges, and they're probably gonna go all AEM eventually, but when time will tell. Another thing I'll show you guys is probably gonna be my shift knob. My shift knob is probably like the coolest thing that I have in this car so far because it is a Mishimoto and it's weighted. And guys, when I tell you it makes a difference, it makes a difference, guys. This is incredible. Another cool thing, guys, is gonna be, and I will say you guys definitely need one of these, it's gonna be the turbo timer. this thing will save your life, because imagine you're beating on the car and you really don't have time to let it idle. This will let it idle for you guys for approximately 2 to 8 minutes, depending on the range and how long you set it for. So that's kind of the cool thing. I think everyone needs one in their life, because it definitely will save you eventually. So another thing on the inside I will say is definitely gonna have to be the Momo steering wheel. So this is actually factory. If you look closer, it's engraved into the metal, and this is actually factory. So I've always liked the steering wheel on this. Only thing is, over time these do end up peeling, so it's not really the greatest thing on these steering wheels or on the cars. But yet again, it is older than 15 years, I believe. I can't do math right now, it's too cold. Last but not least, guys, again in the inside, I'm gonna show you guys is the stock Recaro seats. These are actually super comfortable because they end up hugging you, and they're embroidered and everything. It says Recaro on here. This is all factory. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it, guys. I just love this thing so much. I've put so much blood, sweat, and effort into it, and honestly, I might end up making like a compilation of basically when I got it and what it looks like now, of all the videos I've done to it or all the stuff I've done to it. It's freezing outside. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and deuces.